Did anyone ever grow up and want to be a pomologist? Right? In looking for those really cool things. You know, in high school I really didn't know what I wanted to be. And so you could look at different, I look at encyclopedias, but like you can go online now and find all of these creative ideas. And a pomologist is a fruit expert. Wouldn't that be a great job to have? It's someone that studies fruit. And I mean, in this world where you can buy all of these organic fruits and these tomatoes that are called heirloom, right? Have you eaten any of those? They're the ones that are $8 a pound versus 99 cents a pound, right? But this is a growing field for people to be fruit experts. Well, you and I today are going on an adventure, and we are going to be fruit experts, but in a different way. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to look at this definition of what a pomologist is. It is someone that studies and cultivates fruit. And if you listen to the gospel lesson, that's exactly what Jesus is telling his disciples to do. He is saying, go and be fruit. But if you are spending any time in your yard right now, what do you have to do to your plants? If you want them to be beautiful, especially your roses, I don't know, my lilacs, all kinds of things, right? There's a way to prune them so that they have more beautiful fruit. And today we're going to look at some of the fruit that this congregation presents, and also the ways that God encourages us to prune ourselves so that we're ready for what's next in life. So the first piece of fruit we're going to celebrate today is Impact Madison. Okay? We've been doing this, Neil, how long? How many years?
Third year.
This is the third year. We have a new leader in Greg. And Greg enthusiastically came to the congregation a couple weeks ago, and we were like, we hope we get 10 or 11 volunteers. And is it 30-some have signed up, right? It was all because of Greg's magnetic speech. It's because you want to do something. And so what's so great is that we went to the organization and we said, can we have 2 houses? So this is what we have. Who is the leader of the Brown House? Raise your hand. We don't know yet.
We're discussing that after church today.
Lynn told me. It's Scott. Apparently, when you go to Bible school or study on Thursday, all of these women just like make it work, okay? Apparently, you got the Brown House, sorry.
You got to get the problem. And we know who's in charge.
Yeah, that's right. And this house has more work that has to be done to it. And is a little more technically challenging. And so half of our people are going to be at the Brown House. And then the other half of the people are going to be at Lynn's house, which I'm calling Lynn's house because it's the Blue House, okay? And this house has how many kids? 5. 5 kids that Lynn had the pleasure of meeting. And what's so great about Lynn and her fruit bearing is that she is already gotten to know the mom a little bit and you know, has noticed that the kids might need some new clothes. And so with the Hope and Lynn, they have sizes and all kinds of stuff. But we decided again on Thursday morning at Bible study, because apparently everything happens in Bible study, that we're going to take the mom to Once Upon a Child and buy some new spring clothes for her kids. But to have the mom pick out the clothes and really think about what her kids are and to know like the shoe size and everything. So if you guys want to help out with that, see Hope or Lynn, or, you know, and they're going to be making a special trip to doing that. But this is a project about building, and what's so cool about the Fruit of Christ Lutheran is that we're suddenly taking people to Once Upon a Child, right? And so something that started as one house a couple years ago has become 2 homes with 30-some people volunteering. And Greg is a great leader because I remember last year were we staining or painting? I can't remember the difference. Staining, painting, something like that. And he was like nice. He helped me with my technique without hurting my feelings. So, but that is what good growing fruit is about. When you want to be a cultivator of fruit, you need to see the things that grow and keep growing it and being able to work within it. And so that's a sign of the fruit of this creation. And I am looking forward to the morning of June 2nd because more fruit is going to grow. There's going to be a relationship built when Lynn takes them to Once Upon a Child, because if you've ever run into Lynn in the store, she's got a smile on. And if you're anything like me, I'm like really focused on my list and getting out, and she just like bumps her cart into you and you're like, what? Right? So you are the perfect shopper for that. This is one exciting way we have fruit that is growing in our congregation. The next way is what happened yesterday. And I'm just going to pick 3 or 4 fruits because there are so many things that go on. Dream League and all kinds of other stuff. And so this is just, when I looked at this gospel passage and I thought, what's going on right now at Christ Lutheran Church? This is what it is. Days for Girl packed 220 kits to be giving to women who get to have an education because they finally have a sense of cleanliness and good feeling as they go to school. What a gift to touch an international world, you know? And while international mission can be so hard, it is this great, well-organized machine that continues to grow both here but all around the world because it's meeting a need, okay? And so what started here, right, was just Marilyn getting really excited about it, saying, Pastor Nancy, you have to go see this with me. And we went to North Canton, and we have a room downstairs dedicated to all of the supplies, and once a month at least, women get together and put these together. And it doesn't just have to be women, okay? We love male volunteers too, okay? Some of you feel a little, you know, I don't know, uncomfortable, but really, it's a fun experience, and it's just great to be doing something in life that produces fruit for somebody that really needs something, even if it's thousands of miles away. Again, a great way that you see it growing in the congregation. And then we have something fun and new. Greg, will you stand up? When was it that you came here? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago. Come here. They need to see your smiling face. I'm going to use that in 2 seconds. All right, so you joined here roughly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you said, Pastor Nancy, I want to do something with my life. Like, I want to give back, and I want to. And so we started with Dream League, right?
Yeah, it was softball.
Oh, we started, that's right. All good things start with softball.
Yeah.
Which he's the coach of.
Right, well, hold on. So you started playing softball, and you were such an enthusiastic, uplifting person.
I felt a lot.
I have a great picture of him, I couldn't find it, I was very bummed, where you fell in the, like, all the way back, and you had mud all up and down your body. And I was like, that is someone who loves softball and Jesus. No, that's a leader, better than me. And so as a kid, you decided, you know, when we needed a new coach, you came in and you enthusiastically helped us. And then you started to do Dream League, and you hung out with Jack, right?
Yeah.
And I made you do the chicken dance.
Reluctantly, but I did it, right?
But still more.
Yes.
Still more, and then you started being integral in men's Bible study on Tuesday nights. And then one day I came to you and I said, Greg, you want to go to Haiti? And what did you say?
I'm in.
Yes, right? And now you, Pastor Stephen, and electrician, are leaving June 10th, and you're going down to Haiti for 3 or 4 days. You're going to be working at an orphanage that needs electric.
They're going to try to use solar power or generator or anything, some kind of power source. So we're going down there to assess the situation and see what we can come up with. Then come back, see what we can fundraise for them, and then go back down there at a predetermined time.
Right, because Haitian time is very different than United States time.
A little slower.
Just a
I've
little
noticed.
bit. Just a little bit. We've been, what, 2 years ago? I came to you, I said, do you want to go to Haiti?
I was like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Have we
Okay,
going
yeah,
yet? Yeah, definitely teaching patience,
Right.
right?
And then once you come back, we'll look at who you need to bring with you for your team. Really good staker, no. And then we're gonna have our first international mission trip as a church to go and do that. So I hope everybody starts to hear this and thinks in their head, do I want to go to Haiti? What can I do? And because you're going to be able to look out and I'll help you and we'll figure out a team of people that's going to go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And what's so great is that I know sometimes we read in the news about international mission trips that you just kind of go over and you look at people and you hang out with kids for a little while. We are looking at developing a relationship with this orphanage. We we are looking at how do we help them long-term. And because I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the last project. This is just the first of many. But do you notice the theme of we're helping these young girls and we make them kits, and now we're helping a girls' orphanage? We have this girl theme going on, right? But I just think it's a great opportunity. I'm so thankful you say, Pastor Nancy, give me something to do. And every time I say, do you want to do this? You're like, yes. What do you think is going to be next?
See, that's the thing. You pray for things to do. All I can say is hold on to your pants because you're going to go for a ride. You're going somewhere. You don't know where, but you're going to go somewhere. Exactly. You're going to hate it. You can do it.
Give you a little warm.
But all right, I think Impact is where it started because you're doing something for the community here.
Right.
You're giving your gifts and your talents for somebody in the community. Now it's just going to an international level.
Yep.
It's really cool.
It is. And what you learn there and what you will bring back will be humongous. Because even though you're a little quiet, you are a huge, how do I say this, but inspiration to so many people, especially our younger boys. To look at when you say, God used me, look at what can happen.
Ready?
Amen. I'm so excited for you. Yay. So that's all the good stuff, right? But there's this piece of the scripture that also talks about pruning. And that's for every good thing we do, there's something we got to work on. And I got to tell you, as church council and leadership, we look at this all the time. We look at everything that goes on. What were the positives? What were the negatives? What can we learn and grow from you? And from every experience that we do. And as a church, we do so much in the community. And it's kind of, it just keeps growing, right? It's to the point where I don't have to say to anybody anymore, let's try this ministry. It's, you guys come to me and say, Pastor Nancy, can we try this? Or, Pastor Nancy, I really want to do something with my life. What can I do? And these experiences keep coming up and up and up. And so you all do an amazing job about giving to everything from Relating to Life. So we're going to have an ice cream social on a Sunday coming up here. We're going to help you fund your trip, whether you like it or not, because you're pretty concerned. You're pretty like, I'm going to do this all on my own. And we're like, nope, we're helping you. Okay? And we're, you know, we are so good at helping outside people. But the pruning in our own life as a church is we need to amp up how we give to the general offering of this church. Because we always make it. We always are right there. But I truly believe that God is speaking through the leadership of our church and saying, can everyone at our church look at how we give and what we give and really focus on helping the general budget just to have enough in it so that we can move from this church that just kind of survives, just kind of makes its bills, and makes it a church that absolutely thrives. So within the newsletter that you have, I really want you to look at that. In it, it gives kind of statistics about how much it costs this church for you as an individual or you as a family to be here. And it shows some of the ways that we encourage Christians to follow the light of Christ. And it just says, you know what? Here are encouraging ways for you to help. But this is what I don't want. If you feel threatened or frustrated because I'm talking about money, know that I just want you to take a deep breath because I have an extremely interesting story to share with you. A couple weeks ago, I had the pleasure of going out to dinner with a newer family who comes every once in a while, and they said to me, Pastor Nancy, you want to go out and love your church? And all the time you've preached at us, you never talk about money. And I was like, oh no, like Jesus brings up money a lot. Like, are you sure I never talked about money? And they're like, yeah, we've never been at a church where the pastor doesn't preach about money. And I said, that's because I really don't like to. It's not like fun. I mean, like I didn't sleep last night, okay? Because it gives me such anxiety to talk about money because nobody really likes it. But then I dove in with this family and I said, like, how much is your cable bill? And how much is your Verizon Wireless Unlimited bill? And then I showed them, like it's about $300 a month for every family to participate in this church. And they looked at me and they're like, really? we got to pay for the pastor, and we got to pay for the, all of the electric, and, the pastor wants to stay warm during the week and things like that. And, we have snow plowing and all these other things. And they said, wow, I really never thought about that. I never thought about the fact that what I get so much out of life, and you've been there, Pastor, for me when my parents died and these difficult things happened, but I didn't think about giving. And I have to admit to you that as a pastor, I need to talk about money a little bit more, right? It's a little uncomfortable, but your church council has told me that this is really important, and they're also going to help me do it. So in the next couple of weeks after worship, we're going to have council members in the back if you have any questions, and we're going to give you more detailed information. But today, we just want to say that as a community, we have so many wonderful things that's going on that we need to internally look inside and prune within us how we give to this congregation, how we give to just the nuts and bolts of it, so that we can be everything that God has called us to be. Now, the other piece of this is that what it means is that you need to look at your life and how you give. And my husband and I sit down every year before we do our taxes and we figure this out, is that how you decide what you're going to give to all of the organizations in your life that are important to you. And how important it is to let your kids know what giving looks like. So our hope as church council is that you'll take time this week to talk with the people in your life about giving. And if there is a way to increase that or a way to be generous, to do that. But if you have questions and anything else, please know that church council and myself are always here to talk. And after that really deep thing, we have this other piece of pruning that we need help with in life. And that is, if we are all about girls all over the world, and we can provide them kits for their period, and we can provide them a house to live in, we need to find some girls who will play church softball with us this summer.
For real.
So if any of you can help us with that, it's always Sherry Middaugh, myself, and a mystery girl, right? And Sherry is awesome, and I am not. And if we could have some talented female softball players, plus anybody else to come and play softball with us, it would really help the confidence of our softball team. So those are the two areas of pruning that we're talking about today. But I want to share with you this profound piece. Look at this picture. Look at all of the green that is there. And you think about, just take a moment and think about how this church has affected the community. And now we're moving beyond Massillon, beyond the Salvation Army, beyond the homeless shelter, beyond Dream League, beyond all of these things to reach international places. But it's all to come back and understand that it is in community and strength that we are the light and fruit of Christ. See, Jesus shares this gospel message with you, the disciples, the ones who show up on Sunday morning, and says, if you want to be fruitful, you got to look at yourself. You got to look at what's going well and celebrate it. You got to look at what you got to work on and prune it. But look at the forecast of what this church will become. Now, I know there's no building in there, but that's because I truly believe that the church is all of the green branches that are there. But there's work to be done. There's things that are always needing to be pruned. This week, I don't know if your homes experience any of those little micro storms, but the girls and I have picked up sticks how many times in the last couple weeks? Four? Yeah, 4 times, right? Because every time we go pick up sticks in the yard, what happens? Another storm comes through. And Joy looks at me like, but we just picked up sticks 2 days ago. Oh God. I'm like, no, we're going to go pick up sticks again, right? And then, yesterday my husband has this great idea to go to Home Depot and rent one of those things that's got like a saw on the electric saw on the end of a really long stick. There are sticks in my yard. Again, when we go home today, guess what we're doing? Picking up sticks, right? Because that's always something we got to keep doing in our lives. And it's never easy. But I, as your pastor, probably need to preach a little bit more about money. I know I do. And as your leadership, we are going to be very, very just superb at sharing with you how we use it, why we use it, and how we need your generosity. And to that I say, amen.
Amen.